Welcome to our Saturday Q&A with Emmanuel. Thank you to all of you who are joining across the globe. Folks from all parts of the world are tuning in today. All parts of Europe, South Africa, Peru, Canada, and the US, just to name a few. So nice to see you all. We've got people logged into Facebook, Crowdcast, and YouTube. Welcome. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Ascension One Collective, the foundation that supports the work of the channel. I'm here today to ask all your questions. Last we came together, we explored karma, past lives, and ancestry in an energetic transmission with the Elohim. This week, we'll continue to explore this topic with the guide Emmanuel. We will have the opportunity to ask questions of this celestial being. We've created a two-part session to give you some time to receive the energetic transmission from the week before, integrate it, and allow for topic-based questions to emerge over the week. So we look forward to answering these questions for you today. If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to type it into the Questions tab on the bottom of the screen in Crowdcast. The production team will then choose a few questions to ask the channel from this list. Before you ask the question, ask yourself, what's the best way to ask this question that would serve the group? We've found that Emmanuel's answers are typically phrased in a way that serves the greater good. So if you're looking for a personal answer, the answer may not align with your expectation. The energy field pulls us into an interesting collective state. So you may find that if you have a question in your mind, you receive the answer in someone else's question or silently inside yourself. For those who are new, I will explain the process that a seal goes through to open the connection that we refer to as the channel. This is a connection to both powerful energy and wisdom that during the sessions he will embody and bring through. The process for a seal to get into trance includes spontaneous movements of his body and hands, sometimes shaking of his body, fast breathing, and as his energy level rises, sometimes his eyes will roll upwards. It may not seem it, but this is all normal. His everyday human consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the embodiment at any time. Once the energy field is established, Emmanuel will come through to deliver a wisdom transmission. Then I will ask your questions. As the session ends, we will sit together in silence as the seal comes back into this state of awareness. For people who can support the work, it not only supports a seal, but it supports the whole production team. Many of you supported the last session and have already supported this one. It's truly appreciated and really helps us keep this work accessible. We have links to your support options in the chats. Enjoy the session. I'll see you back here upon your return.
So, let's start over. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. It is always a pleasure to share this time of the month with all of you. It is a special opportunity to have this many people tune in to a frequency, to an energy, and collaboratively explore a theme. Collaboratively choose to transform. This exploration is not just an entertainment for the mind. While we get a lot of interesting questions and interesting answers, and maybe we can talk at the next dinner party about these answers, it's really a lot more about how do these answers impact the choices we make in life? How do we actually integrate and implement some of these answers? Does it allow us to hold other perspectives, higher perspectives in life? Does it allow us to feel more liberated, to feel more free, to have some form of relief as we walk this life? Does it help us with challenges that we face in life? to have additional perspectives? And do we truly feel an inner or an internal shift? So, as you can see, it could easily fall into the department of entertainment. And I'm sure there is some entertainment value to it. It could easily fall into the department of knowledge transfer or wisdom transfer. And yet there is so much more to it than wisdom. It is a delivered energy to support your evolution. It comes with a specific frequency. The answers, the words, everything that is delivered. It almost feels like the words are a byproduct of the energy that is transmitted. The words keep the mind busy while the energy impacts the entirety of our being. And I'm sure many of you have experienced that. The energy behind the words make a huge difference. This is a rich topic. Karma, past lives, ancestry. We cannot deny the impact that these three terms had on our life today. And some of it we perceived as a blessing, and some of it we perceived potentially as a curse. Some of it may have felt like an unsurmountable challenge. That we are somehow subjected to this life and to this ancestry, to the karma that we carry from many lives. And yet here we are, living and breathing a human life. It seems to some degree that the rules of the game, the rules of this human plane and this human life are changing. That the way we used to process karma and past lives and our ancestry, the learnings of all of those, is accelerating. And it seems that we have an even greater chance and probability for transmutation and evolution if we come back to the present moment. And the power that is within the present moment, the possibilities that are within the present moment. This journey is a journey of empowerment. The words are meant to empower you and support you on your journey. The energy and the adjustments are meant to do the exact same thing. And it fills my heart with joy when we receive many letters, messages from all around the world on the impact that this work has had on you. So feel free to share. Feel free to share with others and bring others into receiving this work. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you here, and I will see you soon. Greetings. My name is Emmanuel. Over the course of this lifetime, you have discovered the dependencies of your present moment to the past, the dependencies of the projections from the past into the future, the expectations of your ancestry to continue on with the learnings that are required to be had, the dependencies on the contractual agreement that you have made as a soul to carry out specific learnings in this lifetime. Additionally, the desire and the wants of your soul container beyond the contractual agreements of learning, of transmutation, of evolution. The desire of the soul to evolve, to self-realize. While all learnings in this lifetime support the self-realization journey, beyond the learnings of these karmic cycles, a greater understanding of life and existence emerges. A greater understanding of presence, a greater understanding of this construct of life, this construct of the human plane. You are consistently supported with all aspects that influence the present moment. Your immediate past, your long-term past of this lifetime, your long-term past of previous lifetimes, the past of your ancestry, as well as the projections into the future of all that has occurred in the past that still influences the present moment. You are held as you observe this influence on your present moment. You allow this observation to become an important aspect of your life. You allow these transmutations and realizations to become a key aspect of your evolutionary process and of your growth process. As every realization that completes provides an opening and an expansion of your consciousness. Every realization that occurs through you supports and impacts the entire human collective as a consciousness. And through you, through each realization, every action that is taken is impacted, your actions as well as the actions of the collective. Therefore, no action can sustainably be impacted without the evolution of consciousness and the completion of realizations. Every change that you seek in the outside world relies on realizations to complete within you, within all other human beings that are on this journey. The ones that participate and provide these realizations support all of humanity in the transformation of its actions. The greater levels of presence that you will bring forth into humanity's existence, the greater levels of presence that humanity will bring forth into its existence, are all part of this evolutionary process. Therefore, the immediate future and the long-term future is impacted through the quality and the depth of your presence in this very moment. For a moment, release all expectations of the future. Allow yourself to be with all that you are in this very moment, accepting and embracing every aspect of your being, all aspects of the perceived past, all aspects of emotional and mental constructs, all aspects on contractual agreements of learning, all aspects of relationship with you here, right now. Releasing the projections into the future, the expectations of the future, will allow a future potential field to unfold that includes all possibilities. The conscious creators within you, within the human collective, will emerge to forge the greatest possibility for humanity's evolution based on this depth and quality of presence in this very moment. Yet a conscious creator's ability and impact relies on all of those that are holding the field of potentiality together, available and accessible. The more of you find their alignment and their power in this present moment, the greater the possibility for all of humanity. In this present moment, all aspects of your being are activated. Your emotions, your thoughts, as well as the greater aspects of your spiritual, energetic construct. Your consciousness, beyond the thoughts, the identities, and the relationships and the emotions that you hold. All of your being here at once. You may choose to hold emotions while observing the expanded nature of your being, the quality and the depth of your presence, even if a specific emotion or experience is prevalent in this very moment. An emotion and experience, a thought and a relationship, always are part of a greater learning for this particular moment, as this reality is established by you to provide the greatest learnings possible, while the mind or the heart cannot always comprehend the nature of the learning, the direction, the purpose, or the meaning of this learning. It is indeed a learning and realization for the totality of your being beyond your mind. Allow this truth to keep you in the present moment. Observe your judgments, your opinions, your characteristics, your values. As you step further back, observe all that you are beyond these thoughts, emotions, and relationships, beyond this human form that you have chosen to represent you in this physical manifestation. This as you, as the eternal observer of your existence, a perspective that is allowed for you to hold while this life unfolds. Life as you know it is changing faster than you or the previous generations have experienced before. The transformation, transmutation, and the evolution of humanity is at its most complex and most important chapter of evolution. This ascension process that all of you are undergoing requires an accelerated form of realization and learning. Accelerated beyond the ability to comprehend, quick enough to keep alongside with the pace of the realizations. Mentally and emotionally, it is natural to feel overwhelmed in these transformations and realizations. And then allow yourself to surrender into the nature of this accelerated momentum of evolution. Remember that you are held in this evolutionary process. Remember that life itself always provides for you, that you are the masters of your life, empowered beings, conscious and awake, choosing this human experience. At all times, witness the karmic cycles that are providing to be prevalent and at the top of your attention. And remember to switch your perspective to the eternal observer of this expansion, of these cycles. The more of you can switch their perspectives to a higher perspective in moments of challenge, the quicker the challenges will dissolve, as the realizations will emerge naturally and without resistance, without obstacles and restrictions. The realization itself is ready to be received. All that is required to find this depth in this present moment and to find the highest perspective that you can hold while holding the challenge itself gently, and witness the realizations to emerge. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Tina and many others have been asking, could current health issues or disease in the body be ancestral? And if so, how can they be released and healed?
Many parts of your physical manifestation are a result of the ancestry and the lineage that you have chosen to incarnate into. Therefore, the aspects of your DNA carry all aspects of the past of your lineage. Not only the characteristics that you witness, but also important life experiences, critical moments, and learnings incomplete are transferred through the DNA into this physical form for completion. This is one aspect of completing the cycles of the lineage that you have chosen to enter. Your DNA will be impacted by the realizations that occur. all of those that have lived before you, that will live after you, will be impacted by the realization that occurs in the very moment. These realizations will impact your DNA and the DNA that you will move on to provide for the next generations. Physical misalignments are partially impacted by the DNA that is provided to you. Yet also emotional, mental, and energetic constructs. Important learnings to be completed that are passed down in its many different forms from the generations before. The conditioning, the education, the perspectives, and the energies provided through your lineage impact all of you in this very moment. The learnings that are challenging to be had, the learnings that are challenging to be observed or felt, will manifest themselves in the physical form to be remembered, to be brought forth to your attention. A physical misalignment, therefore, is a reminder to pause all activities of the mind, the emotional heart, all projections of the future, to bring yourself back into this qualitative moment of presence, to witness the misalignments of the body that you hold as realizations that are required to emerge, as energies ready to be released, as cycles ready to be completed, as learnings ready to be witnessed and integrated. While the effort of this learning will not be a mental effort, it will be an effort of witnessing. In this present moment, you allow all physical discomfort, misalignments to emerge. And one after the other, based on the priority that your intelligence of your physical form delivers, you observe and you listen. You witness that this energy, this alignment, misalignment has had on the lineage that you have chosen to incarnate into and has had on you. A clear allowance for learning and realization to emerge will be given by you by keeping this expanded state of your consciousness. All that you are is here and right now. The past is no longer. The future has not been created. Therefore, all misalignments and all learnings, as well as all potential for realization, is here, right now. All support that you require to come to the realization itself is here, right now. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Patrick asks, how do I cope with ingrained cynicism?
The many emotions that humans provide carry no meaning by themselves. The meaning is established by the conditioning that you receive as you grow into this life and develop this ego construct. The meaning and interpretation that is established to the emotion that you observe is the key to your liberation. Witness in silence the interpretations and judgments you have about the emotion anger, about the actions of cynicism within you. Witness the feelings that emerge, the opinions and the judgments that emerge, and follow the thread of these emergent observations all the way to its roots. You will witness following a thread, going back in past within this lifetime, going back in past to those that were your guardians and providers of life, and to their many generations back. And allow this clarity to emerge. Learn, observe, and understand in which way these opinions and judgments serve your generation and yourself well. Find compassion and gratitude for all of those that have lived before you, defining these constructs, these conditionings. And once this compassion and gratitude is truly expressed to all of those that have provided you with this unique perspective on a specific human emotion, you allow the detachment of these judgments from the emotions that you observe in the outside world. The detachment that you observe, the detachment from the emotions that you observe within your inside world. Anger, cynicism, sadness, joy, and happiness are all emotions that carry a specific frequency. They are part of the spectrum of being human. There is no intrinsic value. There is no intrinsic judgment, meaning, and opinion attached to these emotions. They merely are. If you can find yourself in that place of observing any emotion within yourself and any emotion in the outside world without the interpretation and the meaning attached, you will find yourself liberated and free. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Susan asks, I learned to think of karma in terms of checks and balances, rights and wrongs. But is karma more our own choices of learning to grow from and realize in our many lifetimes? Can you please expand on what karma is?
The concept that humanity has created on karma is incomplete. It was delivered to provide an easy understanding as well as to provide for societal conditioning that would benefit the collaboration, the congregation, as well as coexistence on this plane. Karma in itself is merely incomplete learnings that you have chosen to observe in this lifetime. Learnings, realizations for your soul as well as for human collective as a consciousness to arrive at. Therefore, karmic cycles are not dependent on cause and effect. Karmic cycles are not punishment for the actions that have occurred in the past. Karmic cycles are not rewards for the actions that were taken in the past or that will be taken in the future. Karmic cycles are contractual agreements for learning and evolution, for self-realization, to be fueled. Therefore, every action carries consequence. Every consequence, fuel for realization. Therefore, humanity, as well as you, as an individual, continuously experiment, continuously create a reality that will provide fuel for realizations. Actions will bring consequences, reactions, and response from your immediate environment. These responses are the nurturing ground for realizations to occur. And specific karmic cycles will be persistent. These karmic cycles will embed themselves in your consciousness and parts of your consciousness less or not observed at all, the sub and the unconscious, your immediate environment and reality, will consistently be adjusted and deliver for these karmic cycles to be completed and converted into realizations. Yet this is not to be perceived as a curse, as punishment to being human, as suffering of endless cycles to occur. It is merely the opportunity to evolve beyond that perspective that holds you captive in the understanding that you are a victim of life, that you are subjected to the challenges of your life and this environment. You are the empowered being, the supported and the loved being to come to all realizations necessary. And you have chosen the learnings to occur, the realizations to occur. And now it is time for you to remember that truth and to allow yourself in these expanded states of your being to hold yourself as the master of your life, as the conscious creator that you are. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Sylvia asks, if linear time does not exist, and when in this present moment we work on completing karmic cycles, does that mean we are also changing what we perceive as past experiences? And if so, how do the changes impact us in what we perceive as the present? Thank you.
The past is equally impacted as the future is from this present moment onwards. Yet the expansion and the movement of this life carries one direction in the time continuum. Therefore, the past that transforms the potentiality field of all that has existed in your perception is not perceived by the mind of yours. The mind merely carries the memories of a past that has once occurred for you, a collection of the many moments, a small and singular perspective of the past. As realizations occur in this very moment, they will impact the energy, the interpretation, and the meaning that is held about the past, and memories, perceptions of the past start to dissolve. While they always will be available to you, they no longer carry charge and impact onto the present moment. The past no longer defines the present. Only the presence and the present moment define this moment. The future no longer is an expectation of the experiences had in the past. The future no longer is narrowed and restricted, specified, based on the experiences of the past. All possibilities, Even the possibilities unimaginable become available and accessible to you in the present moment, as the past no longer carries the charge for realization. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Johan asks, how will karma evolve after completing the human experience in material form? In what ways will the concept of karma from the Eastern traditions no longer apply? Thank you.
The concept of karma already does not apply from the perspectives of the Eastern traditions. As mentioned before, it is a limited perspective on the truth that is greater than the perspective that is held on this concept of karma. Learnings will continue to occur for humanity beyond this material plane of existence. The learnings will be consistently available, as well as the challenges, in a field of potentiality, since the space time construct will no longer carry relevance in the new plane of existence. In this new plane of existence, all potentiality for expansion and learning are available at once. Choices are made as consciousness to experiment. Choices are made to provide for greater evolutionary steps as a collective. Each choice carries the potential for consequences which in themselves provide for potential learnings and for potential completions. As you can see, cause and effect will continue to exist, yet not in the same conceptual ways of the human experience of karma in this current construct. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Joe asks, how do our previous non-Earth star experiences, previous galactic lineages, and previous connections to higher dimensional frequencies affect our human lives today?
All experiences and learnings that have ever occurred in previous lifetimes, including lifetimes of Earth, continue to be with you as an aspect of your emotional as well as energetic spiritual construct. These aspects of your being that are beyond this current lifetime fuel many learnings as well as many realizations. The totality of all perspectives that you can hold, therefore, is immediately affected by all perspectives that you were able to hold. A realization and the perspective gained in the past, therefore, will be easier to implement and to hold in the present. As you reach realizations in this lifetime as well as in previous lifetimes, the frequency of the totality of your being increases, your frequency of operation, as well as the connections that you hold. The expansion of your consciousness is impacted by all that you are. As you continue this journey of self realization, as your consciousness continues to expand, you will start to witness aspects of your past on earth and off earth to become available to you. The wisdom that you have that you have held, the wisdom, the learnings, and the realizations, even the experiences had will become accessible to you. All that you are becomes accessible to you. You naturally embrace all aspects of your being into the present moment. The past becomes the present. The future becomes the present. And all that exists, all that has ever existed and will exist, narrows down and turns into this very singular moment of potential. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Maybelline asks, can we access knowledge and wisdom from previous lifetimes through our Akashic records? And how can we do that?
All knowledge, all experiences, all realizations ever had and ever will be had are established in records for all of humanity. Every individual's records are established. Some aspects of these records available and accessible to you, some aspects not accessible or restricted for now, until specific realizations will occur. The desire and the requirement to understand other aspects of your being must be driven by pure intentions. Your intention to evolve, your intention to realize and self realize, your intention of realignment, your intention to support others on their journey of realignment. The access to the records are granted to specific individuals to support other individuals on their journey of realization and self realization. These records can technically be accessed to most degree by every human being that is alive. A training, a learning, and a level of deep presence will be required to be able to access these records of your existence, deep levels of presence and expanded states of your consciousness, as well as the clear intention to access these records for your benefit of alignment, of growth and evolution, as well as for the benefit of others, evolutionary processes is required. There is no necessity to move in that direction, as naturally all that you're required to know about yourself will emerge in the right time and in the right format as you continue the self realization journey, as you continue to bring your attention, your energy, and your power into this very moment of your existence. Your consciousness will expand and it will reveal all that you are, all that you were, and all that you ever will be. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Nellie asks, how can parents support a newborn to overcome a hereditary genetic ailment?
The first most important aspect is to understand that this soul container has chosen you specifically to incarnate into this life, as well as the current physical, energetic, spiritual, mental, and emotional constructs that come along with this lifetime. First, allow yourself to hold the greatest level of compassion, the greatest level of love for this being, no matter the circumstances, no matter your desires, no matter any expectations and goals. Pure presence in love, admiration, and appreciation. This is the fundamental basis for caretaking for another human being that has chosen to incarnate into your life. This individual being will be challenged with specific learnings of the human form, will be challenged with emotional constructs, will be challenged with self-perception and realizational processes to find its way to its own expansion and self-realization. You will provide the fuel that is necessary to allow for these realizations to occur for this human being. It will be your love, your presence, and your attention that will provide for all necessary aspects for it to evolve. Every realization process has the potential to impact any aspects of the mental, emotional, as well as the physical construct. Realizations that have deep impact on one's individualized being have the potential to transform the physical form and sustainably change the makeup of the genetic structures. While this is not perceived as a goal, this is not perceived as an aspect to learn about the human form, it is a possibility of the continued self-realization journey. Knowing that this possibility exists will drive and fuel the desire to evolve, the desire to self-realize, and the desire to support others on their self-realization journey. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your time, Emmanuel.
Thank you for listening to my words. May the shared experience and the shared wisdom support your life in the greatest possible ways. Welcome back. Thank you for receiving this work and for being with us here, bringing your presence and your questions, your curiosity with you. Complex answers to very interesting questions. It will take potentially some time to fully understand them. And just like you, I may have to go back and read that transcript. And maybe there is not as much to consciously understand. Maybe what we need to do, what we need to receive, was just delivered. And it is now part of our consciousness. It's now part of our awareness. Just like Emmanuel said. And I really hope that this transference of knowledge and energy impacts your lives in the best possible way. It empowers you, evolves you, and supports you in your journey and in your service to the world. Blessings.
Welcome back, everyone. As we're coming back, I have a few gentle closing remarks. If you'd like to continue this journey, there are a few ways to do it. We're planning another very special collaboration with Jules and Prageet of the Stargate Experience. This event promises to be among the most powerful and transformative programs we've ever created. The entire week from August 8th to the 14th, during the Lionsgate Celestial Phenomenon, live from lush forests of Costa Rica, we will be creating a series of transmissions as part of a program we're calling Accelerated Ascension. The guides share that this unique time of this celestial phenomenon, combined with the network of energetic bridges that exist in Costa Rica, created prior to the creation of humanity, will work together to amplify the energy of the transmissions. You'll have an option to experience this event over live stream, or we do have a few spaces left live in person from our beautiful Forest Retreat Center in Costa Rica. In preparation for August, we're offering 3 free webinars leading up to the workshop. These webinars focus on the 4 fundamental bodies: the body, the heart and mind, and spirit. Further details and a sign-up form for Accelerated Ascension and the free webinars are available in the chat links now. Registration links for the in-person retreat and online workshops are also being placed there. We've designed a home for all of Ascension One Collective's online community in Mighty Networks, which you can join by using the link placed in the chat. Those of you who are enrolled in courses are already part of this community, but I encourage you to get involved in our community-wide spaces. For those of you who have not yet joined our online community, we eagerly await you, and we welcome you into this rich and dynamic community. The team will post an invitation link. We have social media pages like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube that you can follow and share. If you're new and watching on YouTube, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. You can invite family, friends, and community to these bi-monthly sessions. The team is posting the next month's transmission schedule as well. You can join our weekly Monday integration calls, or you can peruse our channeling archive for answers to previous questions under the Channelings tab in our website. This work is possible because of your support. As you would imagine, it takes a village to bring the channel to this space and then beam it out to all of you. If you find this of value, please consider supporting us to keep this work accessible. There are links in the chat with the options for giving. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your presence and your time and your questions. We feel the collective support you have for one another and for us, and we're deeply grateful. Take it easy after the session. Give space for the energy to continue to work. If you can, keep your mind quiet. If you can't, bring this presence and peace to whatever it is that you need to do. I feel the light emanating from you all, and it fills my heart with joy. Take care.